Yo, this is Ryan. I am taking a little stroll in the woods near my house. I'm doing the first check for hickory nuts. Super excited. I will say this year I haven't really been looking at the trees. A lot of times I'll walk around and check out the trees, and this year, this summer, I didn't. So I'm pretty excited thought I heard one falling. Pretty excited to come out here and just see how they're doing. Okay, so there's a shagbark. You can see this one happens to be so shaggy, it's literally peeling off. I will sustainably harvest some of this bark off of a shagbark hickory. I don't over harvest, but I know where there's enough trees that I can pull a little bit off of each tree. So if you want some shagbark hickory bark to smoke, and I'm not talking about getting high, I'm talking about smoking your meats, man. Alright, man, look, I'm investigating. Look what we got. See what that is? Signs of debris. I'll tell you exactly what that is. That's a squirrel stealing my hickory nuts. I'm just kidding. The hickory nuts are theirs too. I'll be happy to share these with the squirrels. Now when they start hitting the ground, then I'm not as happy. So when you see this kind of debris laying around that's really green and broken, that means essentially that the nuts inside there are good enough to eat. They probably have a lot of tannins, and they're really hard to get to. Unless you've got big squirrel teeth and you are a squirrel, I found that it's really not worth the effort to get to those green nuts. So what you're seeing now is just the shells, basically. I mean, there, I heard one. And when they do fall, the squirrels are roaming the ground looking for those green ones and prying them open. And here's one. They're busy over here, the squirrels. So you see what I mean? You can't really get to that. You can't get to it. In a couple weeks, when they start hitting the ground, they'll be so dry that they essentially just hit the ground, boop, crack open. Sometimes they're so dry that they actually just break while they're falling. And then you go around with your nut wizard and you just pick them up. I'll show you that when they start falling. But today, these hickory trees are not giving me edible food. This is just not worth the time. But the good news is that it seems like there's going to be a lot of hickory nuts up in the tree. So I'll come back and check on these in a couple weeks. So for now, what I'm going to do is spend my time mapping these trees. I'm going to try to build a comprehensive map of shagbark hickory nuts in Adams County, Pennsylvania. That's my goal. I'm going to do it mostly for myself, but I'm just curious to see what kind of trees are out here, where they are, see them on a map. And then I can, when they're numbered, then I can keep a log of which ones produce in which years. I happen to be blessed to live in a nice little stand of them. I think whoever owned this property a long time ago purposely put them here. I know that hickory's like limestone, and there's quite a bit of, our soil's very alkaline here. A couple nice oaks too, look at that. Oh yeah, that is timber quality right there. I wouldn't cut them down. They're beautiful. But I don't have a say. This isn't my property. So I can't say what's going to happen. But I hope they're never developed. They're putting houses in across the street over there. And if they cut down these hickory trees, I will weep and weep. Actually, what I would do is probably scrounge all my assets together and just try to buy it. Try to buy the property. Put it into conservation. I hear a rumor that these shagbark hickories, you can actually put them into conservation. I'm not saying that I'm after the money, but I know that these can be protected. I forget the species of the bat, but I know that there is a relatively endangered bat that will actually make its home inside the bark, up under the bark. And I like that idea. I like that idea. Protecting the bats that live in the trees. I don't know what it is, I just have an affinity for the hickory tree. I don't know why I have such an affinity, but I never really thought of myself as a tree hugger, but I guess I am. Okay, well, the good news is that there's nuts up there in the trees. The bad news is they're not quite ready. They're gonna need another, my guess is probably another week to 10 days before they start being worth my time to come out here and harvest. There's no reason to try to take those hulls off when you can just get your nut wizard and pick them up. So I'll be back out here, check on these trees in another week or so, and I'll get some more footage. Peace.